I believe it was Manitoba, and I lied. It is actually the Boston Burgers who will be starting on that side as we're going to watch Jorge's point of view, who will be rocking that MP40 with the beautiful nade over Church. Gosh, I love watching this battle right off rip. As Manitoba is going to manage to get into the point, going to be quickly contested here by Boston Burgers. And let's see how these first gunfights go, huh, Goon?
Yeah, the first gunfight, they're going back and forth. We see the kill feed, yellow and green, yellow and green, yellow and green. But George finally comes in with a nice two-piece where he finally gets traded out by Kai. And Fallen is right there for the trade. So nobody is really getting control. Look at the score right now. 9-9 right now. Boston Burgers finally just took a nice little lead. The spawns are in the favor right now of the Boston Burgers. So we're doing a great job of keeping these players from the Manitoba Mallards back, pushed out back by the spawn, spawning out, and making sure they hold control. Look at George just sitting in this little, just sitting in church, just waiting for anybody to cross into his path. Manitoba Mallards are going to get the last of the scrap time, but the rotation should be on, and there is going to be a battle at this site between Kai and Millie, and Kai ends up winning that gunfight.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that was an interesting play out of Manitoba. Having the guy sit bottom ladder and basically clear out that bottom church. And I mean, Manitoba is going to start racking up some time. They are going to get the kills that they need. And as I say that, Boston Burgers retake control outside of Millie's two-piece. Make that a three-piece. Millie out here looking like an egg, just absolutely cracked out of his mind as he is going to be killed by the grenade. And as I say that, Manitoba just takes back control. And I mean, this is exactly what you expect out of a P1, P2 rotation here on Tuscan. But curious to see, with only 13 seconds left and Manitoba in control, what does the rotation to P3 look like here?
And it looks like it's set up for Manitoba Mallards. The first one's their Giants. He's already on the guide Hetty. You can see that Kai was getting ready to get into this fire on this where he's jumping into fire, trying to cut off these players from fire. Batman starts off with an opening two-piece. Manitoba Mallards are starting off great. Are starting off with hill control to start this with the hill control to start this hill. But you can see that it was 3-4 kills by the sides of Manitoba by Manitoba's Towers to try to come in and get this hill time.
Yeah, no, that's a fantastic read out of Giants to realize that they were spawning roof side and literally turned and was able to get a three-piece there as Boston trying to push through the vines. Two go down there. One other one comes mid. Hotbox handles them very easily. Giants with a third. And, I mean, this isn't looking great. And a great kill out of Hotbox for the time does ego Millie towards the vines area. Time's just going to kind of sit. Kai does win the Battle of Top Church, but Fallen there to battle this out. Unfortunate timing to throw the stun, but Kai's able to pick up Millie in the mid. Will he know that Eddie's coming from the outside? And it's looking like Manitoba is going to have full control of this P4.
Yeah, Manitoba did a great job of getting out of that P3, making their way to the P4 to try to get control of the skills. Look at how Boss got playing in the back, but Millie finally does take him down. Kai, he's currently on a 5 streak, playing this top church, making 6, looking for 7. Can he find 7? No, he gets taken down. 14-7 on the streak, but he gets taken down. It's 91-35 game in the favor of the Manitoba Mallards, and they got control of the spawns, and they look like they're giving up the rest of this hill and sitting players on the rotation for this P5.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you're up 50 in this situation, you're not really, that concerned with 15 seconds of scrap time. And I mean, Boston Burgers realize that, going to start working towards this rotation as we have two guys bottom well. Are going to be able to find Millie, Jorge, and it looks like Hotbox was able to pick up a two-piece and Fallen as well. And we're going to see Kai here in the bottom well position. Curious to see how Boston handles this. They are going to push from maps. Good trade out by Eddie. Eddie is going to get found. Fallen not able to pick up that trade, is going to get pieced by Kai. And Boston Burgers just kind of playing from the back, which is not where you want to be if you are down by 60 at this point.
Yeah, man, you can see that, man. So Miles did a great job at this rotation, holding down the power positions. But they finally do. George finally gets in there, finally with a nice break for the Boston Burgers. All these players, there's two players outside from this fire side coming in, coming for this side. Minnesota Mallards. Millie gets one, George gets another one, and the rotation has to be on for this P1 to start it off. Boston Burgers need to start off with a good P1. Start getting their rotations on time. As it seems like Manitoba Mallards are winning to all these rotations. And as P1 starts off, Manitoba Mallards are the first ones here.
Yeah, no, I really thought that Boston was actually going to take that P1 rotation, but I believe it was Giants got found out. It might have been Hotbox. But Fallen does pick up a big kill. Jorge also working with it. Jorge picks up a big two-piece on the Kai, and now Boston starting to rack up those points. And I mean, with how early in the game it is, I mean, I'm not that concerned if I'm a Boston Burger player or a fan. But Eddie here just kind of holding that tree heady. They have two guys on point. Curious to see what happens here, and that's a really good play out of Eddie, but he is going to get found out by Kai. Kai coming up with a huge three-piece. That is 4 down for the Burgers, and now we're going to start looking towards that P2 rotation.
The P2 rotation is getting ready to start off, and the big battles are won by Hoxbox God. He is already on the rotation as this hill pops off. Batman should be on this hill for the time. Look at the power positions that are set up by the Manitoba Mallards. You got Giants playing top church. You probably got a Kai underneath the church, and you got Hotbox God playing this P5 building. That's 4 down for the sides of Boston Burgers, all getting sent back to the spine to try to get to this P2 again. It's already 20 seconds accrued from this P1 time. It should be about a 180 to 89 lead right now. And you can see Manitoba Mallard just proving their dominance out here on this map, Squiddy.
Yeah, I mean, most people think that Batman is all over Arkham City, but right now it's looking like he's all over these hard points on this Tuscan map. Hotbox just kind of playing this arch area. Millie is going to find them. Boston Burgers are going to send some people down, but it doesn't matter. Boston, or I'm sorry, Boston just kind of starting to work towards these P3 as they are down 289 right now, and it looks like Manitoba are going to win the rotations over towards P3. And they do get 2 down, and it's not looking good if you're a Boston Burger fan, as Manitoba is all over this P3 and can win it on this hill.
They just got 4 down, full rotation control, full heel control. Like you said, they could win it here if we do not see a break right there. And there was a slight contest right there by George, not a slight contest, but just to clear the hill for George. But it's still winnable for the size of Manitoba Mallard. Hotbox got Curly on a 5 before he gets taken down. Oh no, he's still up. He's still up right now. Hotbox got is still up. Giants is Curly on a 5. Manitoba Mallards are currently streaking, looking to end it here. Only need 10 seconds to go before they could win it. But Boston Burgers behind George with a nice two-piece. They do break the hill, and you can see Fallen already trying to get to this rotation because he knows that they cannot let these players from Manitoba Mallards set up in this church here. And Manitoba Mallards are here fully set up, Squiddy.
Yeah, but if you're Boston Burgers, you have to play perfect hard point from here on out. And as of right now, this is not a good start, as I do believe they go 4 down right there. And as I say that, Eddie able to enter the hard point. Millie able to trade that out, but does get traded out by Kai. Fallen able to find one, gets traded out by Kai. Kai finds a second, and that will do it. Manitoba Mallards will take this map 1 on Tuscan Hardpoint, 250 to 100. But I'll tell you what, I really do think that both teams hit the rotations pretty well. Some of
Some little bit more together strategies than we did for that last match. But I'm just happy. I'm just gonna see if I just want to see if Boston Burgers can do a nice little regain. The nice little regain to start off this match, to start off this Search and Destroy. Hotbox does, start off where he left off with a nice first blood. Kai is getting his bomb down onto this B site. Bomb is down. Can Boston Burgers do a nice retake in his 45 seconds, Squiddy?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunate timing out of Jorge, as I think he spotted Hotbox twice, but I don't think he knows that he spotted him twice. as Hotbox able to pick up a second. This B bomb is down. Let's see if Boston is able to pick it up. Huge kill onto Hotbox out of Fallen. Jorge's going to play vital in here as Jorge is going to get found out. But as soon as that or I'm sorry, that was not Jorge. Jorge was pushing up through mid. Does get found out as he approaches approaches bomb. Sorry, Goon, I am just having trouble with words today. And is going to get found, and it looks like Manitoba able to take this first round. And I mean, going into a defensive round, I mean that's pretty big if you're Manitoba.
Yeah, it is pretty big, going into that defense, starting off where they left off, proving that they are currently the slightly better team right now in this Search and Destroy. You can see George is going to this university stairs, trying to throw a nade to that back trench tower area. Now he's throwing a flash on the bomb, checking to see his bomb. Let's see if he can get that first kill. No, he does not. Batman is there to get George, but Giants is there to trade out Batman for his team to make this a 3v2. Millie did currently pick up the bomb for the size of the Boston Burgers. They do have the man advantage, but Kai makes it even with a nice kill on Eddie. Bomb did go down on B, but Giants is there to get a nice little kill on to Millie, at least falling by. So we're falling in Giants now in a 1v1. Let's see which team is going to win this. And it looks like it's Giants right there to get the last kill on Fallen and now defuse to make Manitoba Mallards go up 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great play out of Boston. Just some unfortunate timings there. They do get the bomb down on B. They do get the team trade there. I believe it was Giants who had killed Batman towards the B bomb. So while bomb did go down for Boston, aren't able to close that round out, which is perfectly fine because you are going into a defense against this Manitoba Mallards team. But the one person you got to look out for is Giants here, as he is on a 3 spree. And while it doesn't seem that far away, Glide Bomb is in his perspective as we start seeing these opening nades come in. Manitoba really working this B bomb here, looking to get it down quick. Falling going to be a very big factor in this round as he does spot the head of Giants. Doesn't get that kill, does get some shots in there. B-bomb does go down, and now it's going to have to be a retake here out of the Boston Burgers.
Yeah, the retake has to be on. George starts off with a nice kill in the hot box, but Kai finds Millie. Now you can see George full sprinting to the back, but he finally gets found out by Batman. Batman trying to get kills on Eddie, but Eddie gets him. Giants gets a nice kill on Fallen. It's a 2v1, but they finally figure out where Eddie is. Manitoba Mallards are up 3-0 in this Search and Destroy. And it just seems like they're just doing a great job of making the call out, everybody, and playing together as a unit, as a team.
Yeah, I mean, Search and Destroy is definitely a different play style of Hardpoint. It's a little bit less chaotic, a little bit more methodical. And whenever you look at a team like Manitoba, where they are just playing trade for trade for trade, and whenever you look at the pro scene, whenever you look some of the top guys, they do play trade for trade. Most of the time, you end up in a 1v1. Obviously, you get some unlucky timings, um, go into a different position. But as I say that, Boston Burgers go into a 3v2 here and starting to show a little bit of life here, being down 3-0. And this is exactly what you need if you are the Boston Burgers. George able to pick up that bomb. Hasn't really picked a side just yet. They do find, I believe, it was Batman and now Hotbox left into a 3v1 and just kind of playing all these angles, making sure all of his spots are cleared. And I mean, as of right now, Boston in a very good position here with the bomb down at B.
Yeah, Giants is trying to make this play through their spines, trying to go through this trench area. Let's see if he can find one player on the bomb. He's just looking for one. He's looking for one first. Try to see if he can find one. He does see George, so he probably knows where George is. But Eddie spots him, and there is Boston Burgers getting themselves on the board with a nice offensive round win right there, Squiddy.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need if you are a Boston Burger player. You definitely want uh, just a round under your belt. You've seen how they play. You know that they favor this B bomb. You get that defense. or I'm sorry, you get that offense under your belt. You know they've been favoring this B bomb. Curious to see what Manitoba does after that defensive loss there. So I mean, we see Hotbox starting to peek that castle, isn't going to get found. Fallen able to find a first blood, and George able to pick up the second, and I believe that is bombed down over at the B area. Now Batman and Hotbox going to have to kind of work towards this bomb. They do get the bomb, bring it back towards mid, as one player is going to jump down. That's going to be George. Gets traded out by Hotbox. Hotbox able to find a second though. Now in a 2v1, and it doesn't look absolutely impossible if you are a Manitoba player or fan right now.
Yeah, man, but man, Hotbox God has to go against Fallen. You know, one of the staples into the CRL rec league right now. So this is a tough task between Hotbox God and Fallen right now. You can see both players; they're just being very patient, checking the corners. Fallen may have gotten the read. Hotbox did a great job of playing his life right now. There's still 30 seconds to go, so he doesn't have to force plant this bomb. But Fallen just makes the read to go to the inner. Hotbox jumps right into his sights, and Boston Burgers with another round, another belt to make this a 3-2 search and destroy.
Yeah, I mean that's just your typical offensive versus defensive round. You're obviously, if the bomb's not down, you're definitely at a disadvantage if you are on the offensive side. So, Boston able to come out on top on that defense are going to be here on the offensive side. Fallen sitting at a 7-3, definitely playing really well here on a 5 spree. Might be looking towards streaks. I mean, definitely just a big turnaround from the earlier rounds here, Boston versus Manitoba. So Boston showing a little bit of life.
Yeah, they're showing a little bit of life right now. You can see that this player is all the way pushed up onto this bomb site. That was Batman, but he gets taken out by Millie. Hotbox got with a nice little two-piece to make this a 2v1 to leave Fallen the last one alive. If Fallen can get this last kill right now, that is gonna be big for the size of Boston Burgers. He's looking up top university, see if he can find this player Giants WJW, and he's looking for him, and looking like the timing may be all for Fallen, but Fallen just grabs the bomb. Look like he's gonna make his way towards A. You can see that Giants WWW is currently on the chase. Is the timing gonna be right for Fallen? The bomb is going down on A. Is Giants gonna make it on time? No, he doesn't. Let's see if he runs right into Giants. He does, and there is a great win by Manitoba Mallards. Great reads by Giants WJW to make the play and to give Manitoba Mallards the win.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what Manitoba needed there after going 2 rounds down straight to be able to pick up that round win is huge. Just kind of taken away from the momentum of the Boston Burgers, and I mean we are sitting at 4-2. I mean we saw New York come back at the Pro Am Classic. I mean we got to give a big shout out to Giants and Hotbox for combining for 15 kills. They're just absolutely frying, and George and Fallen on the other side of the Boston Burgers. As we see, we just kind of have a battle here. A little bit slower towards this mid area as Manitoba playing this a little bit slower of a B push compared to what they usually have done in the previous rounds. I guess maybe kind of trying to work slowly back towards the A site just in the instance, trying to hold this mid control. And I mean, it looks like we're going to have a battle on the outer part of B, but as I say, that Hotbox picks up a big kill on the outer side of the A bomb, starts working his way up, and it looks like Manitoba are going to rotate this over towards the A site.
Yeah, full all the whole team is over here at this A site. Bomb going down, Falling the last one alive. 1v4. He's trying to push all the way to the back, trying to go through the response, see if he could try to find one, and then it starts off with two. But 35 seconds left. In is not going to be favorable for the size of Fallen. He's checking everywhere he could possibly check out to see if he can find any players. You can see he just finally seen Kai. He's putting bullets down range. Now they all know where he is. Bullets from the Manitoba Mallards all find Fallen, and there he goes down for Manitoba Mallards to go up 5-2 in the Search and Destroy, just one round away from winning the Search and Destroy and going up 2-0 in our series, Squiddy.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the scoreboard doesn't say it all. It's definitely been a closer search and destroy than the scoreboard reflects. I mean, both teams playing this very well, coming down to certain just timings and situations and everything. That last round, Manitoba just able to play that slow mid push. As we're going to see Fallen kind of working out towards B. Probably, I think he spotted that sniper, but don't quote me on that. As Batman is going to push heavy mid, going to get picked. Millie, I think, looking for that sniper, sends a stun out towards that back right position. As Hotbox just going to kind of hold this castle position, not able to find George up top. Falling kind of working towards the sniper, as that sniper is going to be Kai. Kai just kind of playing this back angle. And I mean, Hotbox does find one on the George, which could prove devastating. But as I say that, Kai, last person alive for the Manitoba Mallards. Millie's going to get this bomb down on A, and it's not looking good for Manitoba this round here.
Yeah, Kai with the big boomstick could probably make a play happen, but Fallen is not letting that happen to him. Not today. Boston Burgers are taking that round to make it 5-3 for the search and destroy. I mean, they're just fighting now. They just need to just keep it one run at a time, and they can they could just possibly win the search and destroy, but they got to just start winning one round at a time. I'm not so admired. They just need to keep doing what they were doing to get the 5 round wins. Look like they try to change it up a little bit on that last little defense they had. But if they could just stay committed, get this bomb, take it to a bomb site, and force Boston Burger to try to retake, you can see Manitoba Mallards with a little success, or with a lot more success than they had in that last round.
Yeah, and I mean, if Kai's holding the sniper, I'm assuming Manitoba's looking to go back A and just kind of hold this mid position. And I think it was a similar situation to the last round on offense for Manitoba, where they just kind of tried to hold this A site as we see them starting to kind of converge. Nobody's down yet. Batman with the bomb. And as I say that, Giants able to pick up a kill onto Fallen. Eddie going to try and work his way up. George able to pick up a huge kill on a hotbox, putting this into a 3v3. He's going to be sitting this mid building, and it looks like bomb's actually going to go down on B, which is probably going to send Kai towards the outer right of the site, back towards their spawn. And as I say that, never mind, all three are going to go down towards that mid position as they try to hit that quick rotate. And Manitoba take this 6-3.
Yeah, Manitoba going up 6-3 in the search and destroy, winning the bomb.
So
Eddie was trying to. This is where we're getting into right here on this control.
yeah, and I mean, we have Manitoba here on the defensive side. And as we see Boston, going to work towards this A site. Just going to try and capture this easier point. Looking towards the mid. They have all their angles covered. But as I say that, it looks like we're going to get a guy rotate through back L. Is able to pick up a three-piece.
Ooh.
And that is devastating if you were on the side of Boston Burgers. But George giving a little bit of life to this team as he is starting to work in that bottom church area, working towards that A site. He is going to come around the back. Fallen able to pick up another one. Batman finds one on Eddie as well. We are going to get two people from the Boston Burgers onto this A point. George is going to get traded out there. Fallen not able to pick up Giants, and Millie not able to pick up that trade as 3 players from Manitoba on this A site. And if you're a Boston Burgers fan, this is when you start worrying.
Yeah, you start worrying a little bit, because they just cannot get this hotbox kit out the way. And as soon as they find, it's not even just hotbox. As soon as they find one kill, there's a teammate from the side of Manitoba Mallards who is there instantly for the trade. Look at that, yellow, green, and then followed up by yellow. That's how it goes. Giants just got just two big kills right there for a squad, clearing out this A site. There are almost 25 seconds left to go in the game clock. These Boston Burgers are just getting taken down. Look at the kill feed, all yellow. Kai currently on a 2 streak before Fallen takes him off that hotbox guy with the kill onto George. Like they were trying to make their way towards this B site, but Manitoba Mallards are all over that read. But it did relieve a little bit of pressure to allow Fallen to make it to this A site. but K is here and he is not letting it go down. 5 seconds left to go in his control, and man, oh man, Manitoba Mallards came out with a nice defense.
Yeah, I mean, we all know the saying, round man gets paid. Round man gets paid. And Kai there, if he hasn't gotten paid, he should, because that man was just absolutely all over the map there for that round of defense for Manitoba. If you're Boston Burgers, you got to look towards this defense. Don't worry about that offensive round. Offense is obviously tougher than the defensive round. As we see Manitoba starting off this round here, working towards that A site. They are going to send Fallen out towards outer column. Is going to be able to contest the point. Melly coming over here for the help. Or I'm sorry, Millie. Millie is going to get found. They are going to have 3 players here for Manitoba on this A point. Going to start looking towards the back, obviously, as they did get 4 down, knowing they're spawning back there. And I mean, Kai's just definitely the superstar here in this round, as he does have a record or a KD of 13-4. But as I say that, Boston Burgers able to stop that A capture, only allow them to get 2 ticks. And I mean, not worst case scenario for Boston, but not worst case scenario if you're Manitoba here.
And as Manitoba come up from spawn, all three they send 3 players right immediately towards this B site. Almost got a segment a segment of progression on that B site, but the Boston Burgers did a great job of getting to that B site to clear that out. A is finally secured. Another minute on the clock. The lives are in the favor. The lives are currently tied right now. 2 minutes to go for these Manitoba Mallards to try to get to this B site.
Yeah, I mean, you have the ticks in comparison to Boston here. Looking towards that round 5 in the instance. Eddie is going to get found by Batman. Batman with a huge 2-piece, but as I say that, Millie and Fallen find another 2 there. A nice little team combination there out of the Boston Burgers, as Manitoba's trying to kind of take over this bottom church. Not able to do so. And I mean, as we're looking, this is a great defense, as the Boston Burgers are just standing on their head right now. Starting to push the spawn a little bit, just making sure that they don't get up too far. Able to get those call-outs. George able to pick up a big kill fire, knowing that there's at least 1 player, possibly 2, pushing towards that P5 area. That information is not worst case scenario if you are Boston Burgers right now.
A minute to go, 14-10 in the lives for the size of Boston Burgers. Manitoba Mallards are just trying to get a couple kills down to get the lives back even. You see Giants right there with a nice 2-piece. Try to get the lives kind of even, so when they jump on this point, they won't have to worry too much about being in a life disadvantage. There goes Giants trying to find 3. He did get that 3-piece. Currently on a 4 streak right now. They're starting to get this progression at this B site. Giants currently on a 5 streak, looking for 6. Can he find 6? That's a kill on the George. He does find George. He can find 1 more. If he can find 1 more, he can find that glide bomb. He's just running around. Giants just playing his life, trying to get on the streak. He does find 7, but no, he did not find 7. He can take it down. But it's 3-4 in lives with 20 seconds to left, and Manitoba Mallards probably could win this round right now with the last kill if they could find Millie.
And as you say that, they do find Millie there. That was just that might be one of the most chaotic just endings to this entire, just to a map. That was absolutely phenomenal out of both teams. Great work out of Manitoba to find that 4 down and just kind of send panic to the Boston Burgers. And George, I thought he was going to be able to do enough there in that top comms position, but was not able to. As Boston going to have to kind of work from the back, not only reverse sweep the control, but reverse sweep the match now. And I mean, Kai already back in the spawn, just kind of roaming freely, and not really sure what Boston are doing right here, right now. But as I say that, they do hop onto this A point. They had 2 and 2, and Millie and George kind of working together here, split capping this. And I believe it was George who was found over at the A site, and now Manitoba sending 3 over towards the B site. I believe Boston did get the tick on B, which, I mean, if they are able to pick up this victory here, could prove very vital to this match.
Yeah, could provide if they can try to get if they got that tick, but they got to try to get some progression at this A site. They got to take over this A site. You can see Eddie now. He finally made it there. George with some nice kills behind him to watch his back, but who's always Mr. Sneaky? Mr. Kai. He's always in your spine. He's always playing dirty, but they found him out. Eddie, they got 3 players on this A site, so this should go pretty quick. And like you said, they did not. They happen did not get the full progression at that B site. So they do need to try to get some more progression. The glide bomb came in from Giants. Kai with another one. Life lead 22-16 in the favor of Manitoba Mallards. One B site left for the size of Boston Burgers, and let's see if they can get it with my man Giants playing in the one of the rattiest spots you can play in on this map.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if I am Millie, I am absolutely raging over the positioning by Giants there in P5. I probably would have broke my controller, whether it was ranked play or a competitive match. But regardless, we do have the live count at 20-12. If you're Manitoba, it's looking good for you. And I just want to point out this statistic: Batman sitting at 6-10. I mean, this man has just been taking routes, basically getting all of this information, not really having to put shots into anybody nor dying enough. So, I mean, this man has just been calling out just about everything, probably. I'd love to see that statistic of call outs. And, I mean, I was talking about it earlier. I didn't know if Boston had gotten that tick. They did not. They started capping it. Manitoba able to pick up that kill onto the B site, clear off that entire tick. George trying to work towards the Platte area, not able to do so. Hotbox able to find a second on the Eddie Bottom Church, but Fallen is in the back spawn towards the Arches area. Going to kind of play this back church, kind of see where all these players are coming from, see if they worry about him, as I don't think they do. Boston out of respawns, and as I say that, Fallen does go down in that back area, and it is not looking good if you are a Boston fan right now.
Man, 15 seconds to go on the clock. 14-2, life lead. Look at that. Eddie's the last one alive. Eddie and Fallen, at least Fallen by himself. Fallen trying to make a play bottom church, but he gets taken down. Manitoba Mallards with the win. 3-0 into the control. 3-0 on the map series. And that right there was just a dominant map series by the size of Manitoba Mallards. Manitoba Mallards